What is good, guys? Welcome back to Sheer Thoughts. As always, guys, you already know it's your boy Chuckzz here, man. We chilling, we vibing, you already know. And guys, as always, you know who I'm here with. I'm here with the lovely, the stunning, the incredible, the fashionable, as always, Miss Soni Panda. What's up, girl?
Hello.
I haven't done that in a
Oh,
while.
good,
I feel like I
good.
needed to do that. I love
No,
doing
that's true. Actually, that is
it.
true.
Girl, how you been? How's everything?
All good. Busy. I'm not gonna lie. Busy. It's been a manic since we last spoke. It's been a manic week.
Yeah.
With don't get me wrong, all good, all blessed at the end of the day.
No, of
But
course.
it's busy, and it's like these advent calendars are absolutely hitting off,
I
and
was
so
gonna
it's like
say that, yo, if you guys haven't
busy.
seen Miss Soni, obviously for anyone who doesn't know, if you're a new listener, but I mean if you've been listening, Miss Soni Panda has her own brand by Soni Panda X. It's incredible. Sadly, I'm like a terrible friend and slash co-host because I haven't tried them yet, but I'm gonna be ordering them soon. I'm ordering them soon because I need to try them, bro. Because every time I see them and I see these buyer reviews, I'm like, you lucky sons of bitches. I want it. I want a pair. But Miss Soni this year, which I thought was an incredible idea, which I didn't even see coming, is doing an advent calendar. And I know advent calendar is huge for you guys in the UK. Like there's advent calendars out here, but it's not like it's a tradition here and there. But I know it's a huge tradition out there in the UK.
Yeah.
So, girl, to think that you're making your own advent calendar, that is so dope.
I know.
Like that is
Beautiful.
dope, bro. Like that is such a sick idea. And it's great because this is your first year doing it. Girl, from now on, every year it's just gonna get better and better and bigger and bigger. And I can't wait to see what you do next year. So it's really dope. If you guys haven't bought, definitely check it out. It's a little pricey, but I think it's worth the price. If you know Soni, she makes it worth the money. Best believe. That's one thing I gotta say. I love how when you work on your stuff, Soni, is that you put so much care and effort into your product that like I find it unbelievable because you're so communicative because you always put out there, hey guys, sorry, deliveries are gonna probably be late this week. Oh, just so you guys know, anytime you order, you're getting this, you're getting that, a personal like that's amazing. You give such a personal touch, which is incredible, you know, and that's like. Granted, as you grow, as the business grows, you know, it's harder to try to keep that. But I know you, and I know you're always going to make sure your best to be like, it's always going to have that personal touch. Yeah. I know that for a fact. So it's unbelievable. If you guys haven't, definitely make sure you go check it out. It looks so sick. I really want to, when do orders stop? When do the orders stop for it?
So they're going to stop on the 15th. So it'll be stopping, well, actually, when this comes out, they'll be stopping.
And so by the time this comes out,
honestly, I was just gonna say, but because I've been having a fair amount of people get in touch, I don't know if I'm gonna extend it or not yet.
Okay,
that's the only thing. So yeah, because I only kept it to the 15th because I want to make sure orders get sent out so people have it for the first before the 1st of December, so they can. Because the last thing I want is, and hence why, like, as like I said, like shipping's a little bit pricey because I'm only offering 2, whether it's gonna be like a 2-day delivery, and if I send it out tomorrow, you'll get it by Thursday, or it is like a 7-day kind of thing. So it's like, even though it is a little bit more pricey, there's method in my madness.
No, of course. If you guys know Soni, there's always a reason for something why she's doing it the way she's doing it. I can tell you that right now. So that's very understandable. But girl, I'm so hyped for you. I'm so proud of you for putting it out. Like I'm really happy for you because this is such a dope idea, especially because the holiday season, like. You know, it's like I said, it's such a UK tradition thing that hell yeah, bro, why not? Like that's so dope. And then, especially if you think about it, when did you officially launch the brand? Like when was like your official like date of like being like, I officially have a brand, it's launching, this is my product, you can now buy it. When was that?
It was 1st of December 2020.
So 3 years later, and you're already throwing out an advent calendar.
Yeah,
that's dope.
I know, crazy, isn't it?
That's dope. Like that's actually so sick. That's actually really dope if you think about it, because that means you're dropping an advent calendar on your 3-year anniversary of the product coming up. Yeah, that's dope. Pretty much. That's so sick, bro. What? That is amazing. Yo, oh man, I love that. That's fucking fire. Listen, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to buy this year. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to buy this year, but I promise you next year I will.
Yeah, I'll let you off this year, Chuck. It's fine. But yeah, but I think that's the thing though, because it's like, especially like when I've had like a lot of people get in touch, like when they first come about my brand, and it's like, oh, like what's the best style to try, and oh, I don't know which one to go for, and you know, you've got so many different colors. Me, I'm like, buy more.
Buy them all.
They're worth it. Honestly, they're worth it. But I think this was the thing. I think like, especially it's like if you are new to my brand, you don't know what to get. If you want to treat yourself or a loved one, you don't, and it's like you want to try some styles, but you don't know where to start or what to kind of go for. This is like the perfect thing because it is a whole mix of different styles, a mix of different colors, a mix of different deniers, and it's like something that, and I think this is one thing I love. It's not just because it's a Christmas calendar, it's going to be like winter tights. No, it's like hosiery that you can wear all year round.
Oh, that's
as
dope.
well. So it's not just something. It's like, oh, it's just going to be for December, Jan, like the colder months. It is like, no, I want to make it so you get to experience it all year round. So I think that's really cool. It.
No, I think that's really cool, and especially because like you're doing an advent calendar now, which I know you and your creativity and how you get. I can only already imagine what you're thinking of. Like you're doing an advent calendar now, but then that's for Christmas, the holiday season, understandable. But I already know you, and I know you're probably thinking of what other holidays could I do special things for? Because why not? Of course, like especially like out here, like you know, like the main holidays we celebrate are like obviously Thanksgiving, Christmas, Halloween, but then we also celebrate 4th of July, Labor Day, Memorial Day. That's like a big one for us. St. Patty's Day. So like it would be like, you know, just throwing it out there, of course, not trying to say like this is exactly what you're gonna do, but I'm just saying like it would be so funny if it's like St. Patty's Day comes around and you do like a pot of gold sale kind of thing. Like that'd be interesting. You know, like if you have like you have like those green tights that you have in your collection, that of course it would be like, hey, if you buy this package, you get, you know, this pair of green tights but this pair of green tights, and it's like two different like there's so many things you can do, which is so dope, and that's why I think that's so sick. So that's why I say, man, like that's why, Soni, this is why I love you a lot, because you have a lot of creativity, and it's like people don't see the creativity until you're happy with it, because I know how you are. So it's like people don't know how much you be brewing, but it's like, yo, Soni's always, she on it, okay? Don't count her out. She be on it, okay? Just be careful, man. You're gonna pop out one day with surprise and be like, I have a store. What? Like,
boom.
Like out of the blue, I would be like, where did this come from? Like, I've been here this whole time. What happened? Like, listen, but listen, girl. I know your brand's gonna keep blowing up so much and doing so great, and I honestly can't wait to keep seeing what comes out. And also, it's
thanks, man.
It's great because I get to sometimes see little teasers. I'm special, guys.
That's very true.
Leave me alone, guys.
That's very true.
I'm allowed to give input, okay? She's my co-host. She's my best friend. Leave me alone. All right, back off. I don't care. I get dibs.
That you do. That you do.
But girl, I was gonna say, of course, before we continue, what you rocking? Because you looking real cozy right now. Yeah. You look a little comfortable right now. I'm just saying.
I am. So this week, I decided not to have my blanket because I was like, oh, I can't rely on this thing. So I decided to go with the cuddler tights today.
Very nice, very nice.
So I've gone for like, obviously, with my slippers on, but yes, I've gone for like my cuddler tights today. Thicker deniers. I'm nice and warm and cozy. Don't be judging my slippers, people, because it's a little bit nippy.
Oh,
so
bro, don't even get me started. The cold started hitting here, like really hitting here, and I'm like, I don't like this.
It's horrible.
There was frost on my car last night. I go, no. I was like, we're not doing this. I was so mad, bro. I was actually so mad. I was like, I hate this shit so much. Like, oh.
Yeah, I hear that.
And because you know what it is too? It's getting to that point of the cold. Because we get colder here than you guys. But it's getting to that point of the cold where you'll walk out, you'll sit in your car, and you'll have the heater on, but it's not heating up fast enough, so you're just sitting in your car going, like, I hate it. It's the worst, bro. I hate this shit, man. But you know, it is what it is. We're gonna deal with it.
No, that's true. So let me ask, are you layering today, or you just got one pair on?
Does it look like I'm layering?
I don't know. It's because it's kind of No, actually, now that you did that, no. It's just because the way you were sitting, it was, I don't know. It looks a little like you've layered.
Interesting. Okay. No layering today. Just rocking some good old black leg sheer energy, 30 denier. I was like, I figured I haven't been able to really buy the nylons that I've been wanting, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna still get something that works. There's still a nice reliable pair to go to. So I was like, I'm not mad at it. So always good. But it's interesting because these are 30 denier, but I feel like on camera they look more like 20. I don't feel like they look right.
Not 20. They look 15.
It must be my legs. It has to be my legs then, because I think because I have thicker legs, so I think that it has to be that. My legs are just stretching them out more than they need to. It has to be that, bro. But yeah, rocking these bad boys today. Figure why not. Also, guys, funny enough, to be honest with y'all, Soni and I don't ever coordinate what we're gonna wear. We never do. We just like we're like, hey, we know we always want to wear a pair of nylons to always have in a rocking on, but we never know what we're gonna wear. So the fact that both of us wearing black nylons today, whichever way of shade it is and however it is, we literally didn't even plan this. Like we got on the call and I was like, shut up. I was like, there's no way. Sometimes, me and Soni, we just right here, guys.
Yep.
That's how it is. But girl, obviously following from last week's episode, we were obviously talking about a lot of like movies and shows and stuff like that. And I wanted to touch back on that just for a brief moment because started watching these two documentaries recently that just came out in the past week since last week that we were talking about it. One of them is pretty crazy. It was a little wild. I was like, holy shit. And then another one is something I would love to hear from your side about because you would definitely know more about it than I would. So the first one I was saying, it's called Escaping Twin Flames. I don't know if you've seen it on Netflix or just.
No, it's on my list. Everything is on my list.
So it's pretty wild because it's one of those. It seems like it's one of those like cult documentaries. Yeah. But the way they're going about it and the backstory and the whole premise of like what's happening, it's really fucked up. Because it's apparently about this couple who's pretty much trying to tell people like, hey, you're trying to find true love. That person is out there. When you meet them, pursue them. Be there for them. Never lose them. Like if you feel it, you feel it. Follow that. And it pretty much gets to this one point where, because I don't want to like ruin everything. So this is not really ruining anything. This is just kind of leading into you to kind of tell you like how crazy it is. This couple does these like Zoom sessions with these like groups of people. And of course, when you think, oh, it's a cult or it's like a following, you need followers. Holy shit, did they have followers? Because they started this whole thing and they were pretty much trying to say like, like we're the perfect couple. We're so open with each other. We know how relationships work. Fair, whatever. Y'all can say that, of course, but every relationship is different. That's the truth of it. We all know this. But bro, they then lead into, oh, if you're ready to find your true love, join our classes for $2,222. Or 12-month installment of $222 a month. They had 38,000 people sign up. I was like, son, that is money. I was like, holy shit. And it's unfair. Because, of course, you're going to have women, but also men, who hit those points of their life that they're like, I feel like I can never find love. I feel like I can never find that person for me. So it's like, bro, they fell for this shit hard. And I'm like, oh, this is fucked up. Like, this is really fucked up. And then I only got to finish episode 1.
They made some serious money.
How much is that?
Wait, so 38,000 people signed up, right?
They, if I'm not mistaken, at one point they said there was 38,000 people in the group, and for you to be able to be in the group, you had to pay.
Yeah.
So let's say, I was gonna say, let's say for example, each and every one of them paid the two. Just for now, put $38,000 times 222. I mean 38,000 times 222. Just put that for now.
So times 222.
Yeah.
Right. So that is 8,436,000.
Shut the fuck up.
If they were gonna do the full
that's
222,
so now I'm saying put that now if they were to all just pay up front? Let's just say that.
They'll pay it up front. 84 mil.
Holy
436,000.
What? There's no fucking way, dude.
What the hell?
And now, mind you, this is all for people to find true love. This is what they're saying. This is what they're selling people. That's the whole like concept of this. But it gets really fucked up because then it gets to a point where the guy who's like the cult leader essentially, is telling these women like he's telling these things to make it seem like as if no, this is all to work on yourself. But then when you really start listening to it and processing it, you're like, bro, you're making people feel more like shit about themselves than actually helping themselves, which is obviously fucked up.
To keep them.
Exactly. Yeah. But then it's really fucking crazy because by the end of episode 1, that's where I got to. This poor girl, this guy kept telling this one girl, oh, if you love this guy and you know he's the one for you and blah, blah, blah. He's pretty much trying to make it seem like just because they don't have the same feelings for you, don't give up on it. Pursue them. Why would you want to pursue something that obviously is not going to work out? And if these people are telling you like, yo, bro, I'm not happy with this. Like, in that sense, like, it's like literally like, yo, bro, like, I want nothing to do with you. Why are you trying to come at me? This poor girl goes out to a club for her 30th birthday. And she had been texting the guy that she really wanted to be with. But I guess the way she was texting and because this guy was brainwashing this poor girl into being like, don't give up, pursue it, keep pushing. Obviously, this guy saw it as stalking. Obviously, this guy saw it as harassment. She went to the club, had no idea that he was there. He then called the cops on her. She got dragged out of the club in handcuffs and thrown in jail because he had all these proofs of text messages from her that she only did because of the fucking guy that was like brainwashing.
Yeah.
I was like,
I can see how this cycle goes.
I was like, bro, this is fucked up. I was like, this is so messed up, bro. I couldn't believe this shit. I was like, yo, this is wild. This is fucking crazy. And I sit there and I'm like, yo, bro, I understand that y'all are trying to be like this couples therapy, this couples like, you know it all, be all kind of thing for relationships. But bro, every relationship is different. That's the one thing people always got to remember. Every relationship is different. You do not know the ins and outs of the relationship unless you're in it. You don't know everything that goes on unless you're in it. So at the end of the day, you can like, that's why like couples therapy to me, I think is good, but also can be weird because yes, you like both people have to obviously open up to couples therapy and express whatever, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day too, though, the therapist is not in the house every single day seeing what's going on. There's always that thing, you know? So don't get me wrong. I think therapy is amazing. I truly do believe you should express feelings, let out things. We've always talked about this, but a relationship is different, bro. You don't know the relationship unless you're in it. Like, that's the thing. That's what I've always told people. So it's always so crazy. And I'm always like, yo, like this shit is so insane because I feel so bad for these women and these people in general because it's like this couple is literally trying to sell, you will find your soulmate. Son. Yeah. Like, but the way you're selling it is not the right way at all. Whatsoever. So I was like, this shit is crazy. I was like, holy shit. Like,
wow.
It was wild. It was fucking wild, bro.
Okay, so I'm definitely watching that next. Do you know what I did start? I did start the Fall of the House of Usher. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I finally finished it and holy shit.
I've got 2 more episodes and then I'm done.
Oh, so you've seen some fucked up shit already.
Yeah, so I've said the last one I watched was The Gold Bug. So it was the one, she had the fitness husband guy lashed out at him. It was her story.
Yeah. Oh, that ending was crazy. That ending was wild.
I was like, what a way.
Yeah. And then, so then you saw, oh shit, so you saw the doctor one. Yo.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. After the first one, I was like, what the hell?
I told you.
And I was like, I didn't expect that. I expected something else. And then when that happened, I'm like, Oh my God, this is even worse.
That's what I told you.
That's
why I literally said, like, when you see it, you're like, oh, this is the worst case possible scenario you could have ever fucking had, bro. In like the most fucked up way possible. I was like, this is fucked up. This is foul. I was like, this is so foul. That doctor one though was fucking crazy too, though, cause
whoa,
that one gives me chills. That one gives me chills because that ending, I was like,
yeah, and the way she was like so erratic, and you're like, oh, you've gone, you've just got. Because first I thought she was playing music because maybe she might be muffling something. I don't want to give too much away here, but she might be muffling certain sounds. And then I realized she's doing it because she still hears a ticking. And then it was like, and then as soon as I see it unfold more and more, and I'm like, oh my God.
That's why when like, because it's not gonna. I'm trying to say without ruining it. When she walked into the room and you finally saw what was going on, and then you saw how and then you saw how it led up to it. I was like,
that's the sound.
Like, because it's the sound. Like every possible thing that this family goes through, it's like, bro, it is literally worst case scenario. Like, this is fucked up, bro. Like, holy shit.
Yeah. Oh, honestly, it was. Yeah, I can't wait for this. Not Perry. What's his bloody name? You know the older brother who's Mrs. We've got the missus and the kid. I can't wait for him. I don't really like this guy. I think he's dodgy as hell. He's weird as hell. So yeah, his story's next, and I was like, okay, I can't wait for you. So yeah, that'll be interesting. But yeah,
his is interesting too, especially like what happens, because it's that, without saying anything, that female, she knows how to get into everyone's ear. That's all I'm gonna say. Because this is why I really like the show, is because it's one of those shows where something happens and then you're like, but why is this going on? And then later in the episode you find out why it's all leading up, and you're like, oh shit. You're like, fuck, bro, this is insane. So that's why I do think it is a really good show. Like, it's written very well. The direction is very good. Like, it's really fucking good.
Yeah.
It was a show that surprised me. I did not expect it.
Yeah, I didn't think it would be this good. I was like, oh, okay. Because after the first episode, I was like, damn, okay, but I want to watch the second one. And now it's like, yeah, okay, I need to just finish this, because it's just way too good. Because not only do you have the individual stories, you've also got the underlying that goes through all of it. So it is, it's good. It's
pretty wild.
Yeah, it's a vibe.
What I was gonna say,
you were gonna say about the other one.
I was gonna say the other documentary that I started watching that you would definitely know more information than this about me, because I don't really know about this individual. So I didn't know about his fame, his fall, I guess his rise to fame again, because he's from the UK. So for anyone watching of our UK audience, I'm sure you guys would know too, depending your age, because this was from years ago. But then they also released a documentary about Robbie Williams, and I've heard of the name, but never really knew what he was about. Never knew what he did. Just knew that he was like a singer. But I never knew that he was part of a boy band back in the day. I never knew. Also, again, I've only really seen like the first episode as well. Quick little sidebar. I also never knew that there was like another girl band who was like they were like a girl pop group like the Spice Girls, but they weren't as popular as them. But there was another one who was like apparently known as well. I forgot their name. But I never knew that. I was like, but then again, when boy bands and girl bands all came out, there's a whole bunch of them. Like it's like K-pop nowadays. Like all these K-pop groups.
Oh yeah.
There are so many.
There's
but of
tons.
course, the global ones you hear about. But there's still other ones that you're like, oh shit, like they're obviously popular in Korea. So of course they're known. They're popular in Asia. Understandable.
Yeah.
But never knew that Robbie Williams was part of this boy band called Take That. I never knew that.
Yeah.
You would obviously know about it, of course, more than I would. And then I also never knew that this guy was like went down a really dark path at one point in his life. Like my man was fucked up. Like I mean, he says in like the documentary, he was like, oh, at one point it was like ecstasy, cocaine, pills, drinking. He's like, it's whatever I could get my hands on. I was like, oh shit. I'm like, that's crazy, bro. And you're still functioning? You're still singing? Like, there's no way. There's no way. But I wanted to ask you, like, who is this guy? I don't know a lot about him. I don't really know Robbie Williams like that, but I would love to hear it from someone who grew up in the UK, who obviously heard of this guy. And I, if you remember during those times that, because it seems like it was during like the early 2000s, or no. It was like older than that, but then I think it's like his career started to extend into like the 90s and like early 2000s, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So I don't know the full backstory, but yeah. So obviously he was in the band Take That and whatnot. This was, I think it was either around 1990s or before that, that they were together. Then obviously naturally they split.
Yeah.
I remember Robbie Williams, really vividly, right? Because I can't remember when this was. So he released a song. I don't know. Is it I Don't Want to Rock DJ? But it was like the video was something I could never forget. I don't know if you can ever find the original, right? And this was when I think he might have been either going down his dark path or starting down his dark path, because this is when, so he obviously went solo. He's an amazing singer.
Yes, yeah. That I remember I heard. Yeah.
But honestly, this video, it was so, oh my God. It was definitely when I was younger. I know that I can't pinpoint when I was younger, but all of it was one of these really weird kooky things. You think, okay, like what's going on here? The song was okay. I mean, it was an okay song. But by the end of the video, he would end up stripping layers. So he would basically be slowly stripping layers off him until he's like fully nude. But then it would be his skin is then coming off.
Oh,
going down to his skeleton. I don't know if you can ever find that, because it was banned. Like I think I saw it once in my life.
Yeah.
And that was it. I think it became banned everywhere, because naturally it is quite a traumatizing thing to look at. Because it's like the whole thing of his eyes were in like the sockets, and it was just a really, if you're younger watching that, it's a very scary thing to look at. Yeah, and then obviously he re-released it, and then he re-released the song and obviously a version of the video, but you never see the end. I think you just it stops at him just being nude, and that was it. You don't see anything else. But I remember, then he was, I can't remember much about, I can't remember if he was on the scene much then. And then that was it. You didn't hear of him. It's like Britney Spears. You just did not hear of them at all. And then, when did he pop up again? I think he started doing bits on TV again, like either hosting something or him popping up. But even now, it's like you barely see the guy. But he was, I think he was something back in the day, but I think it was one of those that, it's the same with like Chandler with from Friends. It was a whole thing of when fame gets to you, people you either handle it well or you don't handle it well. And especially if you're going to go off on your own tangent and do your own thing away from a band, it is very, it was very sad actually. But if I'm honest, I don't know much about the guy, but I would definitely I'd like to watch his documentary, just because he was a very big thing back in the day. And even now he's one of those, not obviously voted the sexiest man alive, but for people in England, obviously, we don't need much in terms of men. Henry Cavill, there's just Henry Cavill, full stop, actually, really. But like Robbie Williams is one of the guys up there as well, to be like, he could easily be one of England's sexiest men, put it that way.
That was the thing too, because I remember in the documentary that I saw like briefly, like I said, I saw like the one episode so far, but it it was saying like he would like Take That, the boy band group, was obviously like a big like sexual icon thing, of course, and women love them. But then he was even saying how he was like, it got to a point that it was so much, like it was like, it's like NSYNC walking around, Backstreet Boys walking around, like that was like them for you guys, where it's like, and then it like it turned into a thing that was so wild, like as that group, that when apparently they went to go do some radio show or whatever, and instead of the 5 of them, it was 4 of them, and Robbie was missing. And there were legitimately women crying in the street, like outside of the station, like devastated. And they were like, please bring Robbie back. And I was like, what the is going on? Like, so I mean, clearly he affected a lot of people, which happens with fame, with stardom, people. And it's always so crazy because I feel like people don't get like, oh, I want to be famous and this and that. But if you really talk to famous people, or famous people share certain stories with you, son, it's crazy to think that you can be one of the most famous people in the world and everyone knows you, but they don't know you. You know, they think they know you, but they don't know you. Like, one of the craziest things I remember watching was I know you're not into like sports like that, but I would highly recommend it, is watching The Last Dance, which is the documentary based off of the Chicago Bulls when Michael Jordan played. But then it goes into like everything of like when Michael Jordan was there, but when Scottie Pippen showed up.
Watched it.
So you did.
I think I've watched it. Yeah.
There's a scene in it where Michael Jordan's literally just laying on a couch in his hotel room, and he's just smoking a cigar, doing his thing. And he literally said it. He's like, oh yeah. He's like, this is what I do. He's like, no one's really in here unless it's like you guys. He's like, this is how I spend my day. And it's like, yeah, because you can't really go out. You are the face of the world. The moment you step outside, everyone's going to know it's you. So what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Like, and that's sometimes, bro, because don't get me wrong. Yeah, you could go out, enjoy your coffee, go to breakfast, have dinner, go to the mall. But could you imagine trying to go shopping, trying to just drink a coffee, trying to eat food, and every motherfucker's in your face, especially nowadays with a phone? Bro, leave me alone. Like, I'm trying to enjoy me time right now. And it's crazy because I think a lot of people never get or understand like why sometimes these celebrities, I don't want to say go crazy, but will snap or will have a moment. Because, bro, it's a lot. It's a lot, bro. Because I think it's such a weird feeling. Like, it must be such a crazy feeling when you are trying to take care of the things in your life, but at some point it must feel like, well, shit, I got to take care of 1 million people's lives just because of what I'm doing with my life. But that's a lot of pressure. That's a shit ton of pressure, bro. Like, that ain't easy at all. I don't care what you say. That cannot be easy, bro. Like, and especially because you got a lot of people who will have a connection, will have that sort of thing to it, which is understandable. And I'm sure that happens for a lot of musicians, you know, like, oh my God, you know, this song of yours saved my life, you know, or this song gave me hope for something. That's cool. Very understandable. Like, you love that feeling. But then that's not always the case with everyone. You know, you'll just have a lot of people be like, oh my God, I just love this song so much and I love you and it spoke to me and this and that. And you're like, but did it actually? Or is it like you're just trying to get close to me because I'm famous, so you want to have a connection with me? You know, like that. And I think a lot of people don't think of it like that, or they don't see it like that. And that's why being famous or having that type of fame can be scary, bro. Like, it can be fucking terrifying. Like, could you imagine every single time you walk out of your house, you have 15 cameras in your face? Like, son, you can't do anything.
It's true. It's true. Because even, you know what, it's funny, right? Because I was having this conversation the other day with one of my friends. And we're just saying, like, yeah, fame would be great. But then it's like, do you know what? Think about everything that comes with it, in the sense of you lead a normal life now. Like, for instance, I could be like, you know what, I'm going to hop on a train. I'm going to go to central London. I'm going to mooch around. I'm going to, like, I love eating cookies. I'm one of those people, I like to eat when I walk and all that kind of thing and whatever. I'm just doing my thing. I might fall over. I might trip over myself, you know, because I'm stupid like that. But, do you know, and it's that whole thing compared to versus if you were famous, you get criticized on what you're eating. They go, oh, look at the little pig walking around. Fall over. Oh my God, you know, is her mental health okay? Because, you know, she doesn't seem stable because she's falling over. Do you know what I mean? It's like, obviously that's the most extreme case, but it's like everybody's going to be, everybody's going to be criticizing you, regardless of what face you show. you're always gonna have something. Even if you show your true self and be like, this is me, somebody's always gonna have something to say. Even it's one of those things where it is one, no one's ever gonna be happy. It's simple as that. Everybody's always gonna have an opinion of something. But even that, it's like it's just I don't know. I find it. I wouldn't know if I ever want to be famous. I'd find it too sad and too sort of I don't think I could deal with it. I would probably deal with it to the best of my ability, but you best believe I'll be having therapy. There'll be some sort of management to look after stuff for me because I won't be able to cope. God, I'm barely coping at the moment as it is. But it's that whole thing of like, yeah, your life can turn around, but it can go one of two ways as well. You can either deal with all the money that you have in such a wise way and it won't affect you and you're still humble, or it is, I want the cars, I want the girls, I want the houses, I want special, special forces airplanes, because I can just buy them. Do you know what I mean? It is just yeah, yeah. I don't know. I think it's all cool wanting fame, but it's also think about the other side of it. Think about what about everything you do in your daily life, bar work. Forget work. You're not going to be working. But think about everything you do in your daily life and how you are and how you dress versus when you're famous. Are you going to be able to cope with all that? Are you going to be okay with that?
That's when it really
Yeah.
starts to show you like certain things. That's why like a lot of people will say for like YouTubers and stuff, they're like, yo, like
Mm,
you try to avoid the hate comments or you try to avoid the negative comments, but they still pop up, they still come
yeah.
around. It's like, can you really work through that? Because, but especially when you are so famous and you may have a
Mm,
reputation. Oh my God, people will try to push you to like such a
yep.
negative way to just
Yeah.
get that negative side, to be able to be like, oh yeah, look, they can't handle it, look how they are, look how terrible they are. But it's
Mm,
like, motherfucker, they human too. Like,
yeah.
anyone anyone has any right to react in a way that they would react. They're fucking human. That's being human. And that's the
Exactly.
scary thing, is that I think a lot of people tend to forget that famous people are humans too. Like,
Yeah.
I've always
Yeah.
said, like, if I
This
ever
is
run
the
into
thing.
celebrities, like, I'm not one to be like, oh my God, but nah, bro. How's it going, man? How's your day? Bro, just
Mm,
a regular conversation. What is
yeah.
me reacting and going, cool, would I love to have a picture? Yeah, it'd be nice. Be like, oh, I got to meet someone who I admire,
Mm,
someone who inspires me, someone who I think is amazing at what they do. It'd be great to have a photo with
yeah.
them. It'd be an awesome memory. But I'm not gonna go out of my way to fucking stalk them, hunt them down, follow them for hours with my phone out,
Mm,
recording every movement. No, bro. They're trying to go on with
mm.
their day. I don't want nobody to bother me like that. Why am I gonna bother someone like that? Like,
No, exactly, exactly. But the thing is, especially like not knocking it or anything here, but because mental health is such a big thing now, and it's become more sort of known, and especially with November being men's mental health month and everything, it is because there is so many different people out there, and everyone's going through something. Do
mm,
you know what I mean? Whether it be big, small, whatever. This is the thing as well, you never know what person is out there as well. That's the thing. You'll get people who'll be like, oh my God, do you know what, I love what you do, I admire you, and I think you're absolutely amazing. But then you also got people who resent you, who will happily be like, oh, I love what you do, can I get a picture? And then boom, hold you to ransom or stab you.
yo,
Also, I mean,
it's
obviously we're talking worst case scenario,
no, of
but
course,
you
but
never know.
that's true.
that's
You're not
that's
wrong at
the
all.
thing.
Yes.
It's just, and hence why you said it's like you've got stalkers, because it is, they have such an obsession with whatever, that's their thing. Do you know what I mean? And it is just, there's so, I think the thing is, especially with being famous or having some sort of a celebrityness attached to you, you are going to get every walk of life coming at you for whatever reason it may be. You're gonna get that, as well as you're gonna have your haters and your admirers. You're gonna get the weirdness in between, and it is. I don't know. I have feelings about it. I don't.
No,
Yeah,
I
I
hear you.
kind of don't want to get into it, but I have feelings about it.
No, I hear you, and it's valid. Like, you, bro, it's the
Mm,
truth of it. Like, that's the thing that a lot of people don't understand. That, bro, like, a lot of celebrities, a lot of famous people also do deal with their own shit. Just because like you
mm,
have fame and fortune does not mean that you're living the best life. It doesn't. It may seem like it. Social media can give a lot of false views and shit, but you don't know. Bro, my whole thing is, imagine, and a lot of people, I feel like they don't see it like this. You're this massive famous singer, unbelievable singer. You dropped 2 incredible albums. You're living lavishly. You got everything you want in the world. But what's the one thing that everyone's waiting for? That third album. What if you have the illest writer's block and they can't come up with music? Son, this is me. This is my job. This is my career. I'm supposed to be a singer. I'm supposed to be coming up with music. And it's like something just hits them that they're like, I feel lost. I don't know what to write about.
Yeah.
And then what happens? We haven't had music in so long. What are they doing? Why haven't they? Everything starts to switch. Oh my God, I'm losing my fans. Oh my God, they don't love my music anymore. Oh my God, I can't think of anything. Bro, everything adds up. People think that shit don't add up, son. Shit adds up, bro. It does. And people don't process that. They don't think about those things.
No, exactly. And that's you know what? That's the saddest part of it all, is the fact that it's exactly how you said, they're still human too. Do you know what I mean? They still feel things too. They might be really good at hiding it because they've been told to hide it, or they've been told to be a certain way in front of media so they don't portray a certain thing or whatever it may be. But ultimately it is, they're humans. They were born normal, just like everybody else was. Do you know what I mean? Unless you're born into royalty, then it's something bloody different.
Yeah, that's very
But it's if you've come up in the world from nobody knowing who the hell you are to somebody who is so famous and absolutely killing it. It is just, it's just, I think that's what a lot of people forget as well, is the fact that they are human. They go through stuff too. And it is like, oh, even if they're punching someone, oh my God, look at this violent temper, how out of control is he? No, he might have just got really pissed off with something that somebody has said, and they've kept hearing it over and over and over. What's a natural human reaction is you are going to go for it. Probably maybe not punches, but you are going to say something, potentially do something.
You will have a reaction. You're going to have a reaction. That's the most humane thing you could do.
Hold it against them. But it's
wild. It's just wild.
It sucks.
It does. It definitely does. Because a lot of people just sometimes, I feel like they just don't get it. They don't understand it, or they don't want to. But then it's like, bro, so then you can't blame a celebrity for having their own emotions and reactions, bro. They're human too. They are human too, bro. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
No, well, this is the thing. But I think the thing I don't like is people aren't open and understanding to it. They choose not to because they think, well, they're a celebrity. Of course I'm going to be, envious or jealous of them or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Whatever your like mindset is on it. But it is, a lot of people don't understand the other side to it, to be like, actually, well, it's like I always say, put yourself in their shoes and see how you get. And naturally people are like, oh yeah, well, I wouldn't have to worry because I've got all the money. And it's like, that's easy for you to say because you've never had that money.
Yup.
So naturally you're going to be like, oh, well, I want to buy this and I want to buy this and I want to go do this and I want to go do this and blah, blah, blah. But it's like, yeah, but when all that's said and done, what's after that? And then what's after that? And then what about the rest of it? And then what about your love life? And then what about if they're snapping pictures of X, Y, and Z, and then you're sleeping with your ex, and then how are you going to like it when you're in the tabloids? Do you know what I mean? It's very much, people don't think about those scenarios. People just look at face value, and that's the saddest part.
Yes. They don't. They don't understand that, like, the money, the fame, the fortune. There's still so much more to it than you're just thinking of.
Oh yeah.
There's way too much more to it, bro, that people don't process and they don't truly realize. Like, oh yeah, I have $1 million. Cool. I'm going to go buy this house. You have to keep paying that house. You have to keep paying for other things. There's still an upkeep for houses. Like, it's not like, oh, bought the house, I'm done. So you're just going to let the house go to shit? You still need to take care of it. That's just how it is. Oh, I'm gonna go buy this $300,000 car. Okay, car is eventually gonna die. That's what happens to cars. Car is eventually gonna be done. God forbid you get into an accident. You gotta fix it. Like, you're just gonna buy another $300,000 car. You already spent $1/3 of your $1 million. Like,
exactly.
like people don't realize this shit,
Exactly.
bro. It's like,
Well, this is the thing, because it's like ages ago. I remember having this conversation, and somebody had said to me, "Oh, like if you could get a supercar, which one would you get?" And I'm like, "That's a good point." Yeah, blah blah blah. And I was like, "Actually, do you know what? Thinking about it, I was like, I don't want a supercar. I was like, because you know what? It's one thing buying it. Great, you got a supercar, bloody amazing. Fuel for the thing. They drink. They drink
oh
like
my God.
they're thirsty ass bloody flip it. I would just yeah, they drink. Not only that, pop a tire, your tire's about a good couple of grand. Anything else goes wrong? Oh, you best believe you can't just go to a normal garage down the road. No,
Nope.
you've got to go to a
Nope.
specialist, if
Yup.
not the dealers or something. Boom, that's gonna cost you a good couple of grand too. Anything you need to do with that car, it's like how you said, the upkeep is so expensive. So it is, yeah, you can just say if you've got 500K in the bank and you want to go buy that beautiful car, cool, but make sure you can upkeep that car. Make sure you can still drive that car while it's still drinking all that juice. If anything happens to the car, you've got money, you can basically repair your car, fix your car up, and you're good to go again. It's just that's what I mean. It's like there's no logic in it sometimes, unless you're like a multimillionaire and this like your supercar
Yeah,
is just
that's
your
of course.
Monday
That
car.
yes, that's
Fine.
totally different. Like, don't get me wrong, bro.
Whole
You
different ballgame.
got $10 million in the fucking bank, and then you got to spend, let's say, 20,000 a month to upkeep your car. Yeah, you still fucking got it. Like, obviously understandable.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
do you know the amount of YouTubers that have made really good fucking money that have been like, got myself a Lambo, 6 months later, motherfuckers driving a Tesla. Like,
Yeah.
because they couldn't pay the taxes, the upkeep. Where the fuck are you gonna drive it? Half the roads you drive around are fucked up. You gonna fuck up the bottom of your car the entire time? Come on, bro.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Like,
yeah. Exactly that. Yeah.
bro, I know. Like, every once in a while around Jersey, you'll see like supercars here and there, and you're like, oh, word. And then the moment I look at them, I go, motherfucker, you ain't driving around half these places in Jersey. I know this for a fact. Because you gonna fuck up your car so bad, you gonna get so mad, bro. Oh my God. Hell no. Hell no. Like,
yeah.
And that's the thing. People really just don't think about that shit, bro. They don't.
They really don't. And the thing is, it's like, I get it. So, you can dream and fine. If you can get it, amazing. But it's just also be humble enough and just be sensible enough to know for every action there's going to be like a consequence or something that's going to follow after that. Do you know what I mean? And it is just a bit like, are you prepared for that? Have you got like an action plan that is going to be like, yeah, if I get this and blah blah blah, yeah, I can do this, I can have this car for like a year and I'll be good, kind of thing. But I don't know, it's nice, don't get me wrong, I'd love to have a supercar, don't get me wrong, I'd love to have a supercar, but to me at the same time, it depreciates in value massively, hugely.
Oh my God, people don't realize
like
that.
I said,
yes.
Oh my God. And then having to pay road tax, having to pay when you got service, MOT, everything that could possibly go wrong with the car, anything, you're fueling up on one. And then you think, all that money, I'd rather just invest in something, or I'd rather buy myself a property or something, or I'd rather like build another business or something. I'd rather invest that money to be like, what? It's something else that I want to do, rather than something that you have an asset that's depreciating in value. I'd rather have an asset which is increasing in value as it goes along. Then that way it's like, well, do you know what? Later down the line, give me 5-10 years, I'll be able to afford that supercar and then some, kind of thing. Rather than, I've just got it for now. It's like, actually, but I get it. Everyone's perceptions and everyone's goals are completely different, and I totally understand that. But it is just the way I sort of see it is, think about the long-term goal, in a sense. If I get it, if you kind of haven't got long to live or something, and you just want to pursue that dream, do it, man.
Oh, bro,
do it.
If for whatever reason, if a doctor tells you, bro, you got 5 years to live, I'm so sorry, but here's $10 million, I am going stupid.
Do whatever you
best believe I'm going fucking stupid. What?
Honestly, live your best life.
I don't blame you. Completely understandable. But but if you
that I understand.
Good, if you know you good, you know you gonna live a long, healthy life, you know you gonna get this money. It's like, just be a little smarter with it about it, bro. You really should be.
Yeah.
And that doesn't necessarily mean if you're just rich. This kind of goes for everyone in general. I know I've spent stupid money, wasted money, have just bought shit that I know I didn't really need, and I just was like, oh yeah, for this. But you learn from it. And if you can learn from that, bro, honestly, I feel like then it'll help a lot of ways too. But again, bro, it's like just because you got fame and money does not necessarily mean that everything is perfect. It's not, bro. It's not. That's not always the case. I mean, shit, bro. One of my favorite singers ever, you know, he died, and it was terrible, and it was because, you know, he did something to himself, and it sucked. It was horrible. It was literally like a childhood icon of mine. I literally grew up listening to his music, part of this other band. And, you know, when he was gone, it was like he suffered through so many issues. And it was scary because 6 months prior to that, he had just dropped a song with like a big name artist and was like huge.
Yeah.
And it was like, this is amazing. 6 months later, it's like, yo, bro, you had no idea that this man was going through it. You had no idea. And it's funny because then when a lot of people try to talk about mental health or whatever, I've always said it before. I was easily that type of person. Oh, you could just change your thoughts. Just be happy. You don't got to think negative. I've come to realize it's not that easy. That's not always the case, bro. So that's why people, you know, you always realize, man, everyone is human. Everyone has emotions. Everyone has reactions. Everyone's going to feel a certain type of way. There's no doubt about it. Not one human's life is perfect. Everyone has ups and downs just like anybody else.
Yeah.
Bro. That's what it makes me laugh, because I feel like a lot of people talk shit about the royal family. Yeah. You sit in a fucking high throne chair, fucking golden spoon. Cool. You still don't know what the fuck that family goes through, bro. Like the scrutiny that they go through, the problems that they gotta have, like you said, constantly being watched, constantly being judged. Fucking Kate Middleton wasn't even actually part of the royal family yet, and this bitch was getting tabloids left and right and getting trashed about whatever just because she was dating this guy. Yeah. They're not even married. She's not even officially part of the royal family. And y'all were still hating on this bitch. Like, she went out clubbing. She's 22. No shit, she's gonna go out clubbing. Like, what do you mean, bro?
Like a normal 22-year-old.
Oh my God, she was on a night out drinking at 24. Motherfucker, what else is she gonna do? Stay at home and crochet? What we doing?
Exactly.
Like, bro, if people were to fucking see me when I was in my 20s, yes, I went out, I drank, I danced, I act a fool. Because I'm fucking 24 years old, bro. Obviously, I'm going to. Like, like it's crazy because these tabloids, these like journals, the magazines, they make it seem like as if these celebrities can't have a regular life. Motherfucker, I like to go out and eat dinner. I like to go out and party. I like to go out and have a good time too. The fuck, I can't? Like, that's crazy to me.
Yeah.
That's why.
But this is the thing though, isn't it? It always gets turned though. That's the thing. Yes, it's never just this innocent picture. It's actually everything gets turned. And it's just, yeah.
That's why I feel bad for a lot of these child stars. People don't fucking understand, bro. Dude, you are 12 years old and you walk outside and every motherfucker's in your face. Son, at 12 years old, I'm going outside of my house to go play basketball with my friends. Like,
yeah, exactly.
That's what I will always say. I'm not excusing anything that Michael Jackson's ever done, allegations, whatever the case may be, whatever. But at the end of the day too, though, bro, he did not have a normal childhood at all. The kid was 8 years old, traveling every fucking day, going to a concert, having to do interviews, and then getting abused by his own father. Like, come on, son. I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying I'm excusing anything he's done, any allegations, whatever the case may be, whatever you want to believe, fine. But at the end of the fucking day, bro, that man went through shit. He may have had everything. Doesn't mean his life was perfect at all, as we've all seen. Like, come on, bro.
No, well, this is the thing. And even then, it's like, because I always find there's always a link, right? You know, when you hear, like, for instance, using Michael Jackson, there's a reason as to why he did, like, with all the allegations and everything, there's a reason as to why he did what he did.
Yes.
No normal's the wrong word. no like kind of sane person who has not ever had trouble in their life. They've had the perfect upbringing, perfect parents, went to the perfect school, had perfect friends. You're not going to see them do stupid stuff. Like, for instance, R. Kelly, like I boycott R. Kelly. But like, for instance, with R. Kelly and all that kind of thing, I get like, yeah, whatever he did was messed. Absolutely messed up. It's horrible and whatnot. But even then, the flip side to it, not saying like, oh, I kind of like think that he's right or anything. It's not that. It's just seeing from the other side to be like, what childhood traumas did he
Oh
face?
yeah,
What
no, of
happened
course,
in his
yes.
childhood? What was his upbringing like? Did he have a good family home? What was his friendships like? Every kind of aspect in his life, what were they like? Because one thing I've noticed is even with serial killers, with basically anybody who does bad stuff, right? There's always something
There's
that's
something that
popped
happens.
off
Yes.
mainly in their childhood. Normally, the correlation is with their childhood, but something has popped off so early on, they've never been able to comprehend, or they've not worked through that trauma, or they've not done something to be able to get them out of that. So naturally, they've acted a different way.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's right or anything like that,
No,
but it
yeah,
is
but
understanding the other perception of it to be like there is something, because not somebody who has had the most perfect upbringing is gonna go around slashing people's throats for the fun of it.
of
Do you
course.
know what I mean?
Yeah. Bro,
Yeah.
there's no reason for someone who, like you said, if they've had a happy childhood, a happy life growing up,
Mm,
parents love them, you know what? Why would they randomly act out? And I'm not talking about
mm,
like teenager acts out. Every fucking teenager's
no.
rebellious. They get to that point that they think they know the world, and they think they don't. But that's a stage that they go through.
Mm,
But they're not
mm,
out here trying to fuck everyone up and fucking murder people and
yeah.
or try to, like, you know, do crazy shit like that. What, like, that's different. Like you said, there has
Mm,
to be something that is causing this, and it's the
yeah.
truth of it. When you see a lot of these documentaries, there's these stories of, like you said, serial killers or people have had issues. There's a link.
Mm,
There is something that happened that made them in their brain get to this point,
yeah.
and that sucks because sadly they never got the help for it, which sucks.
Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, granted,
Mm,
nowadays it's so much better how mental health can be talked about, and there's like things to be able to
yeah.
do things and to be able to get that help. But bro, at the same time, it's understandable why there were so many problems years ago, because it would, like, wasn't allowed. You weren't allowed
Mm,
to talk about shit. You weren't allowed to confront certain feelings, and that
yeah.
sucks. It sucks a lot, bro.
No, but
It's a
this,
shame.
yeah, it is a shame. It is a big shame. But it is just, I mean, that's why I'm thankful that things are changing. I get it. Still, with a lot of men, it's
Oh no,
very
yeah,
hard to speak
yeah,
about things. I totally understand it and whatnot. But it's nice the fact that I see adverts for it on TV. I see adverts for it on YouTube. I see it randomly even scrolling through my Instagram, and
yeah,
Instagram has like little ad
yeah.
pop-ups. It's like, so I'm thankful the fact that like they are now pushing that to be,
Mhm.
especially obviously I get it for November as well for men's mental health and everything. But generally, it is, I like the fact that they are pushing that, because if I'm honest, they need to get people talking about whatever it is they need to talk about, whether it might be a small minor thing. And naturally, all those small minor things, if you keep letting them just, oh, it's okay, it's only small and minor, it will manifest into something very, very big at some point in your life. And it's just, if you can tackle it, why not tackle it? And if you're not comfortable speaking to a stranger, speak to a loved one, knowing the fact that you're not going to get judged. Do you know what I mean? They're only going to be there to love and support you.
Exactly.
Make it out to be like, do you know what? I don't want advice. I would just like to rant to you today, if that's okay. Could you just be a bit of a sounding board for me, if that's okay? Just no, the thing is, people need to normalize that,
Yeah.
and that's what a lot of people are scared to do, or don't want to do, is because, oh, I might be a burden, I might get judged, they might look at me differently, they might not want to speak to me again after what I want to say. And it's like, you've got to get rid of that, because that's the saddest part, because that is what's stopping everybody from getting where they need to be in terms of seeking help
Hmm.
or speaking to somebody and whatnot. And it's just, yeah, it's so sad. I hate it. I'm such an advocate for mental health, and it's like, where you can talk about it, talk about it. Do you know what I mean? Know the fact that, and say it. And it's like how I said, say it. Like, if you need to vent, vent. If you want advice, ask for
That's
some
what I say
advice. And
all
just
the
like, look,
time.
I need to get
Yes.
your things. Do you know what I mean? It is just, know the fact that there are people out there who are willing to listen, whether you want to be anonymous, whether it's somebody who, like, for instance, like me and you, well, you know, how we are with the cozy community, or whether it is you just want to speak to a loved one
Of
where it is
course.
you feel a bit more sort of
Of
safe and
course,
a bit more
yes.
sort of, it is just, yeah, it sucks, man.
And no, it
It
does.
sucks.
It definitely does. And that's why, like, I always tell people, like, yo, bro, like, I'm always one of the first people to be like, yo, bro, you need a shoulder to cry on. If you need a punching
Mm,
bag, if you just need to let shit out, like, bro, talk. I'll listen. Like, there a lot of times there are people who don't even necessarily like need advice or want advice. They just want to let
mm,
the shit go. Like, they could be having a terrible fucking week, and it's just to be like, fuck me, bro. I had to
yeah,
deal with this dumb shit on Monday. This fucking person pissed me off Tuesday.
yeah,
Something happened on Wednesday. And it's not like necessarily that they're trying to find a solution. It could just be that
mm,
it piled on, that letting that out will help, because then you're just
mm,
releasing it in some sort of way. That's why it's crazy that
yep,
I never understood why journaling could be so important, because that's an expression. You're doing something to
mm,
let it out. Just let it the fuck out.
yeah,
For me, I prefer talking. I like the verbal, because I feel like that's it, that you're really letting it go. That's how I
mm,
see it. And that should be totally normal, because it, bro, at the end of the day, dude, like, everyone shit smells. Everyone has problems. Everyone has
mm,
issues. And I'm easily a victim of this, that I always say, like, oh, don't bottle shit in, let it out, blah blah blah. And I've done it. I've
mm,
definitely bottled stuff in, and it's gotten to a point that it's made me break and made me weak, and I'm like, fuck, I hate this feeling. But
yeah,
that's why I've also then come to realize, like, yo, bro, like, I prefer to be expressive, to communicate,
yeah,
to let it out, because I don't want to dwell on this. I don't want to keep this feeling. And
mm,
that's one of the hardest things to deal with. It really is. You don't, because at the end of the day,
mm,
bro, you really don't know what someone is going through unless you're them. You don't fucking know. So you can't
yeah,
judge, you can't opinionate. You don't know. If you don't
mm.
fucking know, what are you going to do? You know? And if the person isn't going to
No,
share,
I get that.
you can only assume, oh, everything is good in their life, but you don't know. You'd never fucking know.
Exactly. Exactly that. And the thing is, it's I'm a big believer, and I'll say it because it's like, so for instance, I had a hectic week,
Yes.
right? And I'm a big believer in one way or another, the negativity is going to come out of you. So it is either journal, talk, cry, whatever you need to do, do it, right? So for instance, I've had like such a bad week. Next thing you know, right? Oh, when was it? Was it Thursday, I think? Thursday last week, right? I ended like literally I was really down. I had so much going on. It was just it was a day. I had such a bloody day.
I hear you.
Next thing you know, right, I had shooting pains in my shoulders. Legit, they just boom, right there. I wasn't carrying anything. I was just walking. I was just walking up the stairs, and next thing you know, boom, shooting. And I'm like, oh my god, what the hell is going on? And it's until I started journaling and sort of just, because obviously sometimes I find it quite hard to speak out. So
Mm-hmm.
like, I'd rather journal.
And
I
that's
can
fine. Yeah,
type
that's
it all
fair.
out,
Yeah.
bash it all out, boom, boom, boom. Honest to God, no joke. I felt so much better after the 10 minutes I did journaling. I felt so much better, and I was like, wow, I really needed to get that out. And it is, I always find, and whether people believe me or not, it's fine. I'm not here to kind of like persuade you or anything. But it is, I've noticed speaking to a lot of people and a lot of my loved ones, it will come out of you. And if you can't release it, speaking about it or going through your emotions with it, you will it will end up in some sort of kind of body ailment
Yeah.
or
Yo.
something or another.
Yes. Oh
It
my
can
God.
happen. Whether it
Yes.
be little things like chest pain, back pain, a bit of shoulder pain. Like I carry stress on my shoulders, so I know when I'm hunched like this, I've got a lot of tension that needs to be relieved. So naturally, I'll go for massages or I'll try and do something myself. But it will come out one way or another. It will always come out. And it is something you don't want it to ever, God forbid, ever be something where it is you end up with sciatica, or you end up with something where it affects your mobility, or it affects you in such a way you're like, oh my God. But this is it's a thing. It really is a thing. If
No,
you
it
don't
is.
believe me, go Google it. But
No, it is,
it
because I've dealt with
is
it,
just
and it's fucking scary. Because
mm,
I've always considered myself to try to be stress free, not have to like, worry about things. Like, I'll handle it. And it only happened to me like maybe like 5-6 years ago, that there was one day where I was
mm,
stressing myself, because I'm like, yo, I'm trying to figure out my stream setup. I was trying to do these things. I'm like,
mm,
fuck, why isn't my computer working? And I'll never forget it. And I'll never forget it, because the fact that I was like, yo, this was a scary fucking feeling, that I'm like, I did not like this at all. And I remember sitting there, at my computer desk, and like you said, you had the shooting pains on your shoulders. I started getting these random sharp shooting pains right in the back of my neck. And I always crack my neck like I always do. I crack my waist, I crack my back, whatever. Like I always do that. Bro, I literally sat there for like 30 minutes thinking like, oh, I need to crack my neck. It was just stress. It was straight up stress.
Yeah.
And it literally felt like as if the back of my neck was going like this. And I'm like, this is a terrible fucking feeling. I was like, I don't like this at all, bro. Like this was horrible. Because I'm literally sitting there like, oh, like I'm feeling it. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck is that? Like I was like, what is going on? Fucking found out it was stress. I was like, this is crazy. And I've never felt stress affect me like that. And that's why it's scary, because a lot of people, it's always been a big thing that they say like stress is a silent killer. Bro, it really is. Like people don't understand that when you stress out, it causes shit in your body, because you're making your own body feel it, tension, that it's actually causing problems. So it's like, this is why like mental health really is a factor. Like one of my best friends told me, she's like, bro, just like how you work out your body, your muscles to do workouts, you also work out your brain. The brain is a muscle. So you have to be able to, just like how you go, oh, I had a really stressful day, I'm gonna go fucking work out and pump iron and whatever. Cool, the endorphins that it makes you feel better. But at the same time, you also need to work on your head too. Because just because you worked out your biceps, your back, your legs, your ass, whatever, you still never worked out your brain. And if you journal, if you read, if you talk, whatever, that is also another way of working your brain. And people also forget that. And I think that's what people don't realize either. That I'm like, yo, bro, it's fucking scary when you hit a point and it's like I've hit a point. I'm always try to see myself as a positive, happy person, always, happy-go-lucky. Oh, I like to laugh or whatever. But there have been times where I've had days where I've sat there and it's like, yo, bro, the only fucking thing I could think about is some negative shit. And this shit sucks. And you're trying your best not to, but it's always going to creep back in. So it's like, you got to work on that, man. That's it. You just got to work on it.
Yeah. Yeah. And no, don't be afraid to either. That's the thing. I feel people judge themselves doing it because I think, because don't get me wrong, I used to be like that. Before I even did my counseling degree, I used to be like that, thinking, oh yeah, no, I don't need to work on stuff. It's okay. Like, I'm strong, I'm resilient, I'm okay, blah, blah, blah. And it's only until I actually broke those down. And it's because I was scared of what was going to come up. I was fearful of me judging myself, thinking, how dare you feel like that? And it is, I get it. It can be very hard, but you've got to try and do it without judgment, thinking it's just you talking to you, right? Whatever's going to come out, it needs to come out. You've thought about it. It's affecting you in some way, however it may be. It's just, I get it. There is that whole fear factor, and it can be very, very scary to face some things. I totally get it. But the thing is, the more you kind of work through it, and it's like, you know what, there's plenty of guidance. Like I said, Google it. Honest to God, there's so much. Google became my best friend at one point, because all I kept doing was sitting there researching, like, how do I start journaling? What do I start writing? What do I do? I feel dumb. The thing is, Google's been asked this enough times for it to even come up
before already you even fucking finish it. Yep.
And I'm like, oh my God, so I'm not the only one. But this is the thing. It can be like, oh my God. Yeah. But you know what? Just know, like, no one's going to read it. Whether it be your journal on your phone, unlock it. Whether you want to be doing it in a book, whatever. Write a piece of paper and burn it if you want to burn it. Whatever makes you happy.
That's a good one. I've heard people do that. Well, they'll write out negative shit. And like, over this, I'm done. I'm gone.
Yeah.
And that's a nice way to release it. Even if someone would think, oh, that sounds silly or stupid, is it benefiting you? All that fucking matters. Yeah. All that matters. Who cares what people
think? I'd be like, oh, you doing it? Have you tried it? And if they haven't, but why aren't you? You're sitting here judging me, like, why aren't you?
Bro, it's crazy. So many people are so quick to judge whatever. Bro.
This is the thing. So that's what I mean. It's just this prime example of journaling. There's so many different ways to journal. Like, even like me and my sister were talking, and we voice note. So we'll do like a voice note journal thing. But it's just whether it is you want people not people, but like if you want it to be accessible or not. For instance, a journal book. Like I've got one and I'm happy writing in it. But for instance, there's some dark stuff that I've thought about and it's like, do you know what? I want to write this. I never want to see this again. I'm burning it. Kind of thing. If I'm on the go, it'll be on my phone. I'll put like a little note thing on and it'll be on my phone. So it'll be like, do you know what? I don't need to carry like a little book everywhere. But it is just, yeah, it's, you know what? Simply put, it's just doing what's right for you and your mind, as well as your body as well. But it's whatever, it's just doing what's right for you at the end of the day. Don't give a shit what people think. People are going to think whatever anyway.
Yeah,
even like what I said, even if you're a multimillionaire, people are still going to think some shit about you. So it is just do what you please. Yeah. It is just, yeah.
So we got a little deep on there. That was a good one. I like that one.
Did, yeah.
I mean, listen, man, as you guys always know, Sony's a very big advocate for mental health, and in the past year that I've dealt with shit too, like I've really come to really grow on it as well, and that's why we do like to talk about it every once in a while, because it is true, bro. Like it you know, people. One big thing Sony has always said, and I always do love, and I always remember it, is that Sony's always said, like, there are people out there for you. Don't ever feel like you're alone. There are people out there for you, bro. There are. Even if it doesn't feel like it, you gotta be willing to still put yourself out there, and it can be very scary, but you'd be very surprised to see when you really do start putting yourself out there, how many people will just be attracted to you because they can see it as well. So you'd be surprised, bro. So always keep that in mind, guys. You know. But I think we'll end it there. This was a very, very good episode. I'm really happy. It was really good. We had some great conversations today. It was awesome.
Yeah, it took such a turn.
Man, it's fine. That's what I love about it. Just sharing our thoughts, bro. Fuck it. Sheer thoughts. Just transparent. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. I love it. But guys, stay tuned. Obviously, this will come out on Thursday. So tomorrow, since you're watching, hopefully you guys are watching this on Thursday. On Friday, we do have a Patreon video coming out.
Yes,
it's gonna be a little bit of a Thanksgiving themed one, but it's gonna be a little silly one. We're gonna see, and like I said, it's a little challenge that I have for Sony, so it's gonna be quite funny. This is gonna be funny.
Yeah.
Just wait and see, guys. It's gonna be quite funny. But yeah, guys, we love y'all as always. We appreciate y'all as always. Thank you so much for the support, guys. We've officially hit 2,000 downloads because of y'all, so thank you guys so much. This growth is unbelievable. Obviously in the past month, it's been a little up and down because my schedule was a little crazy. Sony was doing a lot, but we're really getting back into the flow of things. We really want to keep pushing things. I'm pretty sure we're trying to work on getting a new guest soon, to have another guest on pretty soon, so we're gonna work on that. But yeah, guys, as always, man, we like I said, we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. We'll see you guys next week. So as always, y'all take care, guys. Have a good one.